morning, welcome back to the vlog. I'm here. I was going to film for you guys my training for PT, which I know people have long been requesting for years. And of course, on a Saturday, I'm thinking, hey, it's safe, there's no one testing. I get here and there's Army students testing. And generally, the rule is they still, at least in the Air Force, they still let, like, let's say I'm working out and they have a fitness test that morning. You can run on the track, but you have to use only the outside lanes. Or sometimes they ask you to wait until everyone's finished. And there's about 10 fully dressed in uniform active duty Army out here. And then there's like 20 to 25 Army people testing. And the Army's fitness test is really janky. Like, they have to do way more stuff now. Like deadlift, throwing, it's just crazy. I do see one woman down here running. So I think I am gonna run. But I probably won't be able to film, guys, because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm supposed to run. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the new run or the old run. And I think, honestly, because my director was talking to me and she's like, honestly, the new one sounds more your speed. I am definitely the person where I can do short bursts of things. The endurance thing, I've never been good at running long things. And I know you guys are like, it's a mile and a half. And I know, but I just have always been the type of person. Is that a mosquito? Because I've been always the type of person just to run out. So I'm going to, there's someone coming. I'm gonna, I guess, go exercise, and then I really wanted to film this, but it just doesn't make sense with all those people out here. I'm about to just, like, I guess, jog, but I'm supposed to do 4 laps to equal a mile and a half. This track is huge. It's like a windy path. It's pretty big, so I think I might change my mind about this. And then he said there's like an extra 110 meters, and I don't know how to measure that, so I'm just gonna do 4 laps and then I'll push. But honestly, my hips have been hurting so bad running long, so it might be better for me to do the hand and meter run. My PT was like, oh, just stick with what you know, but I'm like, I don't want to run a mile and a half. But when you do the hand and meter run, you're still running the equivalent, but you're running it at the cadence of the beep. So beep, and then you make it to the other line before the next beep. Beep, then you go. And then the beeps start picking up. So I think I'm going to reach out to my PTL and ask him, the guy who's going to be conducting our test, if I can do a practice, because he did say to let him know if I want to try, and I think I want to try, just looking at this track. Here, I'll show you guys a little snippet. I don't know why it's so blurry. It might be because I'm in my car. You can kind of see faint people, and if I zoom in even more, they're all in a line. Yeah, it's because I'm in my car. Okay, guys, back in the car. I did get some clips from on my phone, so I'll make sure to include those. But yeah, so you guys, here is the track. It's a lot harder. It goes all the way around this whole entire kind of center, and the mile and a half mark is over there, so I have to run 4 of these to equal a mile and a half, and then a little bit beyond, I think. Oh man, so I don't know. I think the consensus might be I need to practice for, well, here's the thing that I've already learned. I usually do treadmill runs to prepare for PT tests, and that's what I've been doing. Ignore my hair. I'm taking it out today. I never run on the track unless I know it's like difficult. So I'm glad I asked him for the track, and it is a lot more difficult. One, I'm 2 years into this because of COVID and pregnancy. 2, I am like my body's just different right now. I realized, and this is part of the PT test journey, I'm exactly a month out. I can probably push myself. There's one other test date after mine, so maybe it's best that I take that date after this assessment, but I'll see how I'm feeling by next week. Because I kind of just want to get it over with. I've got to be honest, even with training before I went to the military, I would train on McConnell Air Force Base, and behind the gym, there's like a trail that they have, and I would run that trail, and I would never make it. I could never finish the trail. I could never do enough push-ups. I could never do enough sit-ups out there. And then when I got to training at Maxwell, I somehow ended up in the fastest category for running. And I think my fastest 1.5 miles was 11 minutes, and now it's like 14. But honestly, in Montana, I jogged the entire thing, like a fast jog, and it was amazing. Like, I was last place, and everyone's like, oh, I bet her score is gonna be so low, and it was so, I had a 95. So now though, there's no waist, and so I don't get those extra points per waist, which is kind of good because right now my waist isn't at the best. And then we're missing other thing. Well, we don't do the neck anymore anyways, that's been gone. But so now it's just your cardio component, your and then your strength and fitness, like your sit-ups and your push-ups. So those are the only 3. So after running this trail, and I just saw, there's another black guy who just came down here, or another gentleman. There's another gentleman who just started running as well, and I just saw him walk a little bit of it. So I don't know if this track is meant for me. This is a hard track. So I'm honestly gonna reach out, like I said, a million times, and just see how that goes, and then decide between the 2. I almost want to do a mock test, but it might be too late for me to do a mock test. I think I would have to mock test like this upcoming week. So, and I'm technically still on profile until April, so I wouldn't be able to mock. I think that's what the rules were, because I'm still on a profile until exactly April 18th, which is my test date. Oh my gosh, this is so hard, but I can do it. I know I can do it. I just have to. I've been doing every other day, but like my PT, my physical therapist kept saying, like, don't overdo it, Veronica, because I always get people. But at this point, I know my body, and I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to work out every single day in the mornings, and I'm not gonna be able to like do anything else. So I'm gonna have to let my work know, because I have, like, this is my priority right now, because I have to pass this test. And I'm not worried about failing. I know I'm gonna pass. I know I would actually pass now, but it would be like a B or a C. And I really want to stick with like the A's I've been getting. I don't know if it's realistic, and that might be something I also need to accept is, and my therapist told me this too. He's like, hey, this one, it might just be a pass. And then you'd retest in 6 months, and it's gonna be flying colors. And I'm like, that would put me at April, so May, June, July, August, September, October. Ew, I do not, well, that might not be too bad, because it's right before the holidays. So then I can just enjoy the holidays. That might not be a bad idea. And that's another thing. When you are PT testing, you also need to be strategic about your months. And I know I mentioned this in my video, but if, let's say you have a hot month, so I have a hot month of 8, it's gonna be 108 degrees. So it might not be a bad thing to get it moved to October. I know they do have indoor options for over certain weather inclexes. I don't know the times, but or the different degrees, but I know Montana, the rule is, because Montana is so windy, there was like a certain, with the weather, they would look at a certain reading, and if the wind was above a certain number, you weren't allowed to test outside. You have to do inside. But the indoor track sucked because they built it for a pool, and so the filtration system is that for a pool to have that humidity in there. Well, they never end up putting a pool in there. They just put exercise equipment, so it was really dry and hard to run in there. Plus the elevation, get it together. Anyways, I'm done talking about this. I'm gonna head to Starbucks and I'm obsessed with their kale and mushroom egg bites, and then the brown sugar oat milk espresso, but I only get 2 espressos, not 3, because 3 is a lot. Also, going to eat that with some oatmeal because I'm trying to eat healthier. Well, I've been eating healthier, but more protein. My milk has like severely taken a dive. I don't know what's going on with it. It's honestly, I think it's just time. I think it's not me breastfeeding, it's me pumping. I think it's time, and I realize it's time for me to wean. It really is. So I'm gonna be looking at that here soon as well. By the time you guys see this vlog though, I'll probably have started it because I have like 3 other videos that need to go out before this one.